Hello and welcome to the Cougars Den, where the St. Paul Flyers look to soar away with victory over the home court Cougars. It all comes to you live and free next.
Hi, I'm Josh with Scout Construction, proud sponsor of local teams and athletes. Check out your favorite local sports right here on the OH Report.
James One Incorporated, providing innovative workshops and training for school districts throughout Ohio. We specialize in the areas of cultural awareness and sensitivity, dangers of teen substance abuse, and more. Call today and schedule your first session. First in promoting excellence through quality professional development.
Welcome back to the Cougars Den. Storm Blumsley joined by the illustrious Garrett Parlett. And Garrett, we got Firelands Conference basketball once again.
Excited to be back for this one, Storm. It's going to be a big one, too, a big-time Firelands Conference showdown. The Cougars have won 6 of the last 7 meetings against the Flyers in 3 years, and 4 of those last 7 were decided by 5 or less. And Crestview did beat St. Paul 61-54 in overtime on December 11th, so we're in for a good one.
I'm going to take a second right here to listen to our national anthem. I believe they're waiting for that clock to tick all the way down to 0, so being very punctual about the game tonight.
The Board of Education Superintendent.
Maybe not the fake out by Tim Kuhn over there. Garrett, talking about both these teams, I mean, a Firelands Conference matchup, I mean, when you think about elite clubs in the Firelands Conference, thinking about girls basketball, these are the 2 teams that come to mind.
2 powerhouses in girls basketball. The Flyers, since 2017 in the Firelands Conference, are 40-12, and Crestview right above them, sitting at 44-6 through the last 4 years. So both of these schools know how to win and know how to win at an efficient level.
Talking a little bit about St. Paul, they did lose their last game to the Cougars, but they did lead late.
St. Paul did lead that game on the 11th, 37-34 through 3 quarters, but just couldn't get it done to the last 2 periods as that game did go into overtime. Camille Inslee for the Flyers averages 13.1 points and 3 assists. Neil Smith adds in 11 assists and 3 steals, and they got 4 players above 9 points a game, so these St. Paul Flyers could definitely score the basketball.
Now we are going to take a real quick listen into the national anthem. Stepping back into the booth once again, just touching a little bit more of a base on St. Paul. Such a good track record for them throughout the history of this school. Pretty much always the best team in the Firelands Conference, regardless of what sport it is. And I know, at least when we were in school, there was a pretty big rivalry between these two schools, whether it be football, basketball, girls basketball, softball, baseball. You always circled the St. Paul game.
St. Paul gets it done really at all sports, and girls basketball, as I did say, they've been 40-12 through the last 4 seasons in the Firelands Conference. You know, when you're so good at something and you can't really be beat, a lot of hatred comes out from your opponents, and Crestview, I'm sure, has that on their back. But here recently, in recent years, Crestview has been able to beat the St. Paul Flyers at a high level. As I did mention, Crestview has won 6 of the last 7 meetings against the Flyers.
Switching gears to the home court, Cougars won the last 6 meetings versus St. Paul.
They've been dominant as of late. The leading scorer, Kennedy Goon, dominates the post and averages 14.5 points per game. They got a good surrounding cast. The Cougars get it done with 3 others. They average above 6 a contest: Kylie Ringler, Autumn Bailey, and Mary Leeper. And the Cougars did a good job passing the ball around, sharing it a lot, and they force a lot of turnovers when they get in their defense that Aaron Goon has implemented since he has been here. And they get a lot of steals and get in transition and open up their offense.
Now, when you talk about Crestview, it's hard not to talk about their height advantage. They seem to have almost every team. I know we talk about that a lot, but it's such a big factor. Speaking of height factor, here comes Kennedy Goon to jump for the Cougars. And she wins the tip-off as McFarland now has it. Swings it over in the corner to Ringler. A quick 3 where she likes to shoot it from. Going to be offline, but a quick rebound by Mary Leeper puts it up. Will not put that one in, and a rebound is going to be pulled down by St. Paul.
Tyler Ringler not afraid to pull it from deep right there. Had the opportunity, just couldn't get it to go. Mary Leeper did collect it, and St. Paul will fire her own 3 themselves and can't get it to go. Kennedy Goon will get the defensive rebound,
Both triples tries for both teams offline as Mary Leeper takes it up the floor now. Trying to put her defender on skates, decides just to pass it up where McFarland is waiting for her. Over on the left side is Goon trying to work it inside. It seems as Crestview offense gets it over to Mary Leeper. Little mid-range J on the way right there. Rhyming accidentally, but not going to fall. And a quick run out right here. Ridge couldn't handle the pass, but another 3-point try for St. Paul, and they get that one to fall.
Big shot right there for the Flyers. Gets them on the board here, and they get in their defense, implementing that trap. Let's see if they get some steals off of it.
Mary Leeper quickly on the other end now. Tries to bring it out. It will be tipped by Ridge on defense, but they're going to go ahead and call it Crestview ball. How about this St. Paul defense just swarming to the basketball?
Cougars having a hard time beating this press, and when they do, St. Paul playing great interior defense right here. Kennedy Goon trying to take advantage but can't get it to go. Flyers get the defensive rebound and push.
Ensley puts that one down and puts the moves on the other end as she kicks it over to Smith. Smith has it now, drives all the way inside, and what a fake right there by Ensley to fill it up for 2.
What a move right there. Put her in the washer and dryer with the spin cycle right there. Nobody there to recover, and what a take right there.
On offense now is the Cougars. Another spin move right there from Mary Leeper. Gets it inside quickly to Autumn Bailey. Quick dribble move as well. Puts it up, and that one hung on the rim. But an offensive rebound collected. Ringler once again from behind the arc. Not going to get that one to go. And in another run out is Ensley taking it all the way and is going to finish with ease in transition. And St. Paul off to a quick 7-0 run.
St. Paul up 7-0 here early. Cougars got to respond here soon. Don't want to get this one out of hand too quick.
That was Smith flying in for St. Paul, trying to block that one, but it's going to be a shooting foul, and Autumn Bailey is going to head to the line now for 2. Cougars were successful and able to beat the St. Paul press right there on that possession, just not able to get one to go in, but if you're the St. Paul defense, don't give these tall trees for Crestview anything easy on the inside.
They've been playing great interior defense on Kennedy Goon especially. She only got the 1 lone touch, but when she did, they were smothering and hounding her as soon as she touched the ball. So St. Paul off to a quick 7-0 lead.
Autumn Bailey comes up empty on that attempt as Smith now dribbling the ball up the court. Gets it to Ridge. Ridge dribbles inside but loses it. Great quick hands right there from Mary Leeper. She gets it in transition, puts on a couple of quick moves, goes into the post, tried to fade away but blocked right there from St. Paul, and they're taking it the other way. So a quick tempoed game here in the early goings of this one as St. Paul working it around the perimeter, and another quick shot from Ensley falls out.
Ensley, the leading scorer on this St. Paul team, averages 14 points a game. Thought she was going to make that one. However, Crestview played great defense, and there's that defense for St. Paul getting a steal and fronting Kennedy Goon, just what they need to do to pull off an upset.
Another run out for the St. Paul Flyers, going to end in a blocking foul. I believe that one's going to go on McFarland. Garrett, Crestview just playing a step behind as St. Paul seems to be getting out and running on the break every chance they get.
Crestview coming out a little slow here to start tonight's contest, not getting anything to go on offense, being a little selfish, not passing the ball around. And St. Paul taking advantage early with an 8-0 lead, and it's credit to their defense.
The Cougars are fresh off of quarantine, so maybe that's playing a little bit into a factor. Maybe some tired legs out there for them, as Ridge is able to get both of her free throws to fall on that trip. Inbounded now to Goon. Goon almost throws it away and does. Another turnover for Crestview, and a gorgeous entry pass right there to Baxter. Puts it up, will not put it in, and they're going to call a foul on the ground against the St. Paul Flyers. Or excuse me, against the Cougars. That was on Kennedy Goon.
Thought that could have been called a travel storm. Did put the ball up in the air, and right there, St. Paul taking advantage. Maddie McCall extends St. Paul's lead, and Crestview turns it over once again.
I think if you're Coach Goon right now, you got to call timeout, slow down some of that momentum. However, the Flyers do miss right there, and Dinsmore is going to take it the other way, pushing it up to Leaper is going to try a triple. Just a fake. Dribbles inside, kicks it back out to Dinsmore, all the way over to Ringler. Ringler fakes a three now and loses possession of the ball. Ridge comes up with a steal, 2-on-1, fast break. Almost excellent defense right there from Dinsmore, but could not keep her footing, and as expected, a timeout from Coach Goon, and this St. Paul Flyers fan base erupts.
The Flyers have soared into here, Storm, and took an early 13-0 advantage. Nobody's seen this one coming. Good timeout call right there from Aaron Goon to slow this down and get the momentum just to stop the bleeding, because they're just torching this Crestview offense and defense on both sides of the ball.
A very insightful comment, but did you just steal my line? Soaring in here? That was my line, Garrett.
Okay, Storm.
Yeah, but just a wise timeout right there by Goon to slow down this momentum, and St. Paul was coming at the throat a little bit, Garrett. I mean, pushing the tempo, wanting to run the fast break as much as they could.
They were getting steals at will. The Cougars couldn't get anything to go on offense. They couldn't get the ball around. St. Paul was playing great in the passing lanes, getting steals and pushing the pace. Ensley has got a few quick buckets on the other end, as well as Baxter and McCall. So Crestview's got to get some points on the board. Do not want to fall behind by too much, and St. Paul comes out of the timeout clapping. They're ecstatic about their early lead.
And a very good defensive showcase for them, creating turnovers, blocking shots, just playing overall great defense as Crestview inbounds now to Goon, back to Ringler. Still trying to beat this press, and it looks like they're going to on this one. Pardon my word. Turnover right there for Crestview, and the foul right there. What an incredible play by Ensley to focus through the contact and finish.
What a take right there with the spin move too. Took the contact, took the foul, and got it to go, and her teammates right there to pick her up.
St. Paul's very amped up right here as they have jumped to a very impressive 16-0 lead over what a lot of people thought was the team to beat in the Firelands Conference. St. Paul showing why they should have that title. And look at the defensive rotations for St. Paul, never giving up on a play. Every time I think the Cougars have this press beat, St. Paul comes flying in to tip a pass.
The Cougars got to quit making the first pass, got to fake a pass to make a pass. You get the defender to bite almost every time. St. Paul is jumping for steals as Kyler Ringler will unleash a three but can't get it to go, and St. Paul will get the rebound and push.
Crestview still desperate for their first bucket as St. Paul still trying to run a quick tempo right here. Another three-pointer on the way. That one's going to be offline. And how about that block right there from Kennedy Goon right into the hands of Mary Leaper, who is trying to set something up for her team. In the corner is Dinsmore. Fakes the shot right there, dribbles in off the glass, And maybe that's what the Cougars need to get this offense back on track.
Exactly what they need. They needed a bucket, and they got one from Frankie Dinsmore, who kisses it off the window to give the Cougars their first bucket.
Hensley dribbling inside. They're going to tag Dinsmore, I believe, with a blocking foul right there. So a nightmare start here for the home court Cougars. Just came out pretty much completely flat versus the Flyers.
Couldn't get anything to go. They were like just not sure what was going on. The Flyers maybe implemented this press just for Crestview, and we will get an offensive foul. So Crestview does get the turnover call. See what the Cougars can do with it on this offensive set.
An illegal screen call from Smith right there. Got a little too aggressive trying to set that pick. She will sit. And Ringler will inbound the ball. Gets it into Goon all the way up to Leaper now. Tipped right there by Ridge, but the Cougars are going to retain possession, and Ringler's going to inbound this time. 3:14 left to go on the first quarter clock. As the ball swung back up top to Mary Leaper, over to Dinsmore now. Inside quickly to Almond. And they're going to get Almond with the travel, so Crestview playing a little lost out there, it seems.
Crestview not playing to their standards. I'm kind of dumbfounded right now, Stormer. I've really never seen Crestview play like this, turning the ball over at a high rate, and it's credit to St. Paul's defense. They're playing a great job getting the pass lanes and causing some steals.
St. Paul now taking it on offense, trying to walk the tightrope right there was McCall, but he's going to step out of bounds. And Coach Goon looking for an answer. A lot of substitutions for Crestview. Not something that they do a whole lot, but Coach Goon seems like he's just trying to find something that's going to work, as that pass is going to have a little too much mustard on it, and Almond's going to tip it out of bounds. St. Paul to inbound. They have been slicing through this Crestview press like butter as they get it inbounds right there. Get it across half court, but they're going to hit number 4 with a travel, and Ringler's going to inbound for the Cougars.
Cougars got to get something here on this possession. Under 3 minutes remaining. Got to start getting some buckets on the board. Only 2 points to show for, and the Flyers off to a quick 14-point lead as Kyler Ringler will sub out from Lindsey Tim.
Autumn Bailey also checking in right there, and the freshly checked in as well. Ramsey's going to inbound to Dinsmore. St. Paul setting up in a 2-3 zone, getting over to Almond now on the right wing. Back up top to Dinsmore. Over to Ramsey. Ramsey fakes and just a little too much on it, and the sloppy play continues for Crestview. St. Paul gets it in against this Crestview press. Hensley just taking it 1-on-5, and a gorgeous ankle breaker right there on Almond. Gets the entry pass into the post and almost stolen away, but collected once again. How about the dribble moves from Hensley right there?
Nice move right there. Caught some ankles too near the 3-point line. St. Paul looking to extend their lead to 16.
St. Paul now inbounding under their own basket. Almost throw it away right there, but tracked down, and it will be thrown away right here. So sloppy play from both teams. But the Cougars are going to take possession, still trying to claw back in this one after a big hole was dug by the St. Paul offense in the early goings. Dinsmore has it now. Swings it over to Ramsey. Ramsey right wing, back up top to Dinsmore. Crestview swing the ball around the perimeter. Lot this possession, back to Ramsey. Head fake right there, dribbles inside, mid-range pull-up on the way. Autumn Bailey came flying in right there. They're not going to call a foul right there. And Hensley has it now. Dribbling against Almond, puts a nice little fake on right there and kisses it high off the glass and puts it in.
What a 1-2 move right there from Hensley, and Tim can't catch the ball. A case of the butterfingers right there, and Crestview is just shell-shocked here in this first quarter. They cannot get anything to go their way.
Baxter to inbound, gets it in quickly to Hensley for 3. That one hung on the rim but falls out. Autumn Bailey rips down the rebound and is fighting for the ball, and they're going to call it a jump ball. And it's going to be St. Paul's possession. Possession arrow pointed to them. They're setting up in a box-type play. Get it inbound quickly to Leash. Quick shot from Baxter. Off the rim and out, but they're going to get St. Paul with a over the back foul right there, and Almond's going to inbound for Crestview. Inbounded to Bailey, back to Almond now. Crestview's still trying to figure out a recipe for this to break the St. Paul press. Over in the corner is Tem, cues up a triple. That one misses as well, so the Crestview offense still cold after scoring just 2 points so far in the first quarter. Still can't find a bucket. And St. Paul looks to push their lead even further on this triple attempt, and that one finds the bottom of the bucket.
Crestview got to get better on the rotations because St. Paul might blow this one open, Storm. Still a lot of time left, but Crestview cannot get anything to go, and it is up to a 19-point lead.
The momentum has just been in favor of the Flyers all quarter long, and it's been very difficult for Crestview to even inbound the ball, as Dinsmore has it with under a minute to play in the first. Almond in the corner to Tem, tries a three from the same spot. Rebound right there from Almond. Gonna get the foul and is gonna head to the line for two. If you're Crestview, you gotta take advantage. If St. Paul's giving you these free points, you gotta take them, because the basket is not being very generous to the Cougars.
Two crucial free throws. Crestview desperately needs these, as Almond cannot make the first one, so Cougars struggling at all facets of the game.
Almond's going to step back up to the line for her second attempt at the line on this trip. Puts that one up, does not put it in. Rebound by Autumn Bailey, though. Great defense right there, didn't get the rebound. And they're going to tag St. Paul with a travel, and Cressy's going to take it out of bounds. Ramsey to inbound for the Cougars. But there will be a big group substitution as the starters are going to come back in. That's Leeper, Goon, Ringler, and McFarland are all going to check back in. 44 seconds left to go in the first quarter. 2-21 in favor of St. Paul. Quick give and go back to Leeper. Leeper got caught in that corner, picked up her dribble, and they're going to get her with another turnover. So St. Paul with a chance to end the quarter in style and carry some momentum going into the second.
Crestview struggling to do the little things, cannot get the easy passes off. Has got to get it down to their dominant post, Goon, and see if she can get some easy buckets for this Lady Cougar squad.
Baxter has it, setting up things for the St. Paul offense. Ensley now has it. Left free throw line corner jumper will not go. Leeper has it now, 20 seconds left to go. Looks like she's going to take it all the way herself. Full head of steam, fadeaway jumper right there. And that one falls.
Much needed shot for the Cougars. Needed to end this quarter with some kind of momentum. They definitely need a defensive stop here to carry on.
5 seconds left to go as Baxter has it. End of the quarter from 3 steps behind the line off the front iron and out, and that's going to do it. Through one corner, the St. Paul Flyers jumped out to a huge lead over the Crestview Cougars, 21-4. That's going to do it for the first. Going to take a quick break. We will be right back. You have been watching High School Hoops live and free on the OH Report.
James One Incorporated, providing innovative workshops and training for school districts throughout Ohio. We specialize in the areas of cultural awareness and sensitivity, dangers of teen substance abuse, and more. Call today and schedule your first session. First in promoting excellence through quality professional development.
Hi, I'm Josh with Scout Construction, proud sponsor of local teams and athletes. Check out your favorite local sports right here on the OH Report.
Second quarter action underway at the Cougars Den, where the Flyers have dominated the first quarter of play. Crestview looking to claw back into it as McFarland off on that one. Storm Bluntsley joined by the illustrious Garrett Parlett, and if you're a Cougars fan, that was a tough pill to swallow in the first.
Tough sighting for you Cougar fans out there. However, the game is not over yet. 17-point lead. I'm sure Aaron Goon was telling his girls, you know, they scored that many points in the first quarter. Why can't we go out and score the exact same amount? So let's see what the Cougars got up their sleeve here in this second quarter.
They're going to tag St. Paul with a travel, so things already looking up for the Cougars as they get a stop right there. Now all they have to do is score some points. Had a very hard time even pretty much getting the ball across half court. This St. Paul press was so effective as McFarland able to hit early in the second goal and giving Crestview some momentum.
Crestview did a good job beating the press right there and will get the steal. Crestview out and running in the second quarter. Let's see if Mary Leeper can do something with it.
Back to Dinsmore now, all the way over to McFarland. Thought that pass was for Ringler. She cues up a three now. Still makeless yet for Ringler. Usually such an effective shooter from behind the arc, but not able to make one tonight yet. Baxter has it at half court for the Flyers. Looking for their first score of the second quarter. And check out the defense right there from Mary Leeper. Outlets it quickly to McFarland. All the way, gonna get her with a travel, but check out the defense from Mary Leeper. Sticking with her, man, the whole way and picking that pocket.
Crestview coming out in the second quarter with some more energy already. Will get the carry, so Crestview, I believe, have already forced 3 turnovers here early in the second quarter. Let's see if they can continue to do so.
So Crestview coming out with some energy now in the second quarter. Ringler inbounds it quickly to Leeper. Leeper has it, puts a quick crossover on, swings it over to Dinsmore. Dinsmore fakes, drives all the way inside, and what a move right there, but cannot finish. Had a wide open shot right down Broadway Street, but Leeper comes up with another steal, puts on the spin move, fades away. That one couldn't climb up the rim, and the rebound was fought for by McFarland. And they're going to get St. Paul one then over the back foul, and Crestview's going to take it out of bounds.
Crestview doing anything they can to get back into this game. Had 2 cracks at it right there, and we will get a timeout from St. Paul. So Crestview coming back to life here in the second quarter.
Despite the large deficit, Crestview came out with a lot of energy, not giving up, still a lot of basketball to be played. And that's what Coach Aaron Goon likes to preach. I mean, such a great basketball mind he is.
15-point deficit. I'm sure Crestview's looking to cut that down to at least 6 before the half. Let's see if they can do so. I'm sure Aaron Goon is going to implement some kind of defense to stop Camille Inslee, who is doing a great job on the offensive end, getting to her spots and getting her shots up. She's leading the leading scorer for the Flyers tonight.
And if there's a team that can do it, it is this Crestview girls team. Just having a rough night tonight, but capable and has been on the other side of this same equation many times in the past.
We'll see if St. Paul keeps their foot on the gas, because St. Paul is definitely the team that can come in here and beat the Cougars. They almost did it up in Norwalk on the 11th of December. They went into overtime, and Crestview ended up prevailing in that one by a slim margin of 7.
Leeper is going to inbound right below the Cougars' basket. Gets it in quickly to Goon, who fakes, drives, but the ref's going to say she stepped right on the line, and a turnover very quickly out of the timeout for the Cougs. St. Paul inbounds now, trying to beat the Crestview press. Kind of a different story than what we saw in the first quarter. However, they do get across half court. Driving wildly right there is Ensley, a little too out of control as she traveled. So both teams now having problems taking care of the basketball.
A little bit of sloppy play here, Storm, early in the second quarter. Let's see which team can corral that and correct their mistakes.
Goon gets it over to McFarland at the three-point line, inside to Bailey. Puts up a shot and gets it to fall for 2.
Nice pass right there from McFarland over the top of the defenders, down to Bailey, who makes him pay with that short left-handed jumper.
Ensley has it now. Quick crossover right there. Kicks it out to McCall. Back all the way up to Baxter, resetting things for the Flyers offense. Looking to put the moves on Leeper. She sticks right with her. St. Paul moving the ball around, and a little too aggressive right there is Autumn Bailey on defense. Got her with a push on Baxter. if you're Crestview, that is something you don't want to do. Don't want to foul this St. Paul team and potentially give them free shots at the free throw line.
Down at such a large clip. Got to cut into this one in spurts. Crestview got to get some defensive stops. They've been doing a good job of that here in the second quarter. Let's see if they can capitalize on their offensive end.
Hensley has it, gets it over to Baxter. Baxter for three now. And neither team really able to shoot the three ball that effectively. A quick outlet pass to Leeper all the way down to Bailey. And Bailey finishes the fast break layup with ease.
Cougars have now cut it down to 11 points, doing it on the defensive end, getting defensive rebounds. Kennedy Goon right there with a nice pass up to Leeper, who outlets it to Bailey.
Baxter another three, still struggling from behind the line, but that's going to be out of bounds off the Cougars. And how about the defense, like you said, from Crestview, able to stop Hensley. I don't believe she's scored in the second quarter.
She was on fire in that first quarter. I believe she had 6 points, but right here, St. Paul got the crack at it, but McFarland will get the steal and corral it for the Cougars.
Quick hands by Cougars led to that St. Paul turnover. Over on the left wing is Ringler. Try to get that one into Bailey. Crestview just kind of seems like they need to slow down a little bit and play their game, trying to force things inside. They are a big team, but no need to force it. St. Paul taking it the other way across half court over to Baxter. Has it, dribbles inside. On the right block, gorgeous up and under move. And I believe that's the first score for St. Paul in the second quarter.
Tremendous move right there. The step through the defenders, and Autumn Bailey with an ill-advised pass right there to Kennedy Goon, but St. Paul will get their hands on it and deflect it out of bounds.
A flash of the first quarter right there as St. Paul was quick on their rotations. Got a fingertip on that one. Leeper inbounds it to Ringler. Back to Leeper in the corner. And a pass picked off by Ensley. Read it all the way. Quickly on a fast break. Euro step looking like James Harden. And they're going to get McFarland with the blocking foul. So Ensley's going to step up to the line for two.
Not what you want to do if you are the Cougars. Don't want to send the Flyers to the free throw line, as you mentioned, Storm, to give them easy opportunities to extend this lead. Cougars are doing a great job on defense, getting the stops and getting some easy buckets on the other end. But here recently the Flyers have been on the attack, and Ensley will miss her first one.
Ensley still scoreless in the second quarter as Dinsmore checks in for McFarland. How about the move by Ensley, though, putting on the Euro step, giving him a little 1-2 step.
Was a beautiful take, but just couldn't get it to go. But she does convert on the free throw line, Storm, and makes this a 14-point advantage.
St. Paul still in their press as Goon just throws that one right away as Baxter has it now. Stop, pop, and that one's going to drop for the Flyers.
Cougars need to get a timeout here. Another turnover. Should have been a foul call right there, but Cougars will get it back and push the pace.
Mary Leeper now dribbling inside, pulls up for mid. Off the iron and out, and a scrap for the rebound. Gonna get a jump ball, and I believe the possession arrow points to St. Paul. So Baxter is going to inbound for the Lady Flyers. She does get it in right there. Back to Baxter now. Leeper guarding her once again. Leeper has been guarding the point guard position all night, and a couple of gorgeous moves right there put on by Baxter. She slows things down. Directing traffic, a little down screen right there. Gets it out to Leach. Almost a steal right there from Goon. Baxter for triple. Off the front of the iron, Baxter collects her own rebound. Mid-range jumper now for St. Paul. Tries to save that rebound, but they're going to call it out of bounds, and Crestvew's going to take the ball.
Crestview got to get something going here as the time is beginning to wind down in this first half. Got to get some defensive stops and get something to go on offense, because you do not want to fall too behind on the Flyers, a team that can score the basketball. The Cougars need to get something going here late in the second.
Ringler on the right wing. Quick triple try. And there's the Ringler that we came to know this season. Splashes it home from Trey.
Exactly what the doctor ordered, Storm. Kylie Ringler splashes the three, win, a huge block on the other end, doing it on both sides of the ball.
Baxter has it now, tosses up a wild shot, doesn't get it to fall. Mid-range elbow jumper now. Off the back of the rim and out. Scrap for the rebound. And they're going to say that was out of bounds on St. Paul. So maybe just a little bit of life in this Crestview team now.
Was a huge three and a block for Kylie Ringler, igniting the bench for the Cougars, and the Lady Cougars are beginning to find their momentum as Lindsey Tim cues up a three, but Ensley will rebound for the Flyers.
Little tie-up right there between Ensley and Almond. And that's not something you want to do when you're down a foul. On the other end of the court is going to put St. Paul at the free throw line for a 1-and-1. Just something you can't do when you're trying to get back into a game. A little bit of a frustration foul right there from Almond as Ensley steps up for the first on the 1-and-1. Gets that one to fall and extends this lead. 2 minutes and 14 seconds left to go here in the second quarter of play. Ensley with her second attempt, and that one falls as well. St. Paul surprised to see them come out of their press this early. Let's see if Crestview can take advantage as Dinsmore gets it across half court over to Ringler. Floats that one inside to Goon, and there's the Crestview basketball that we are familiar with, but Goon unable to finish right there as the ball gets kicked up top to Baxter. Emma Almond guarding her. Baxter puts on a quick crossover, gets it out to the corner. Head fake right there, driving all the way inside, putting it up, and another block from Goon. The one saving grace for this Cougars team has been their interior defense tonight. Baxter has it, tried to shoot right there. They're going to call that one an up and down. Once again, some great defense from the Cougars.
Strong defense is shown here late in the second quarter, not allowing easy shots for the Flyers. Back-to-back blocks for the Cougars. Let's see if they can do it on offense. Need to get something going with only 1:30 remaining.
Tem now has it. Quick mid-range try. And that's where Tem has been effective all season long from that mid-range, getting a jumper to fall right there. As the Flyers take it on offense, getting across half court now. Almond guarding Baxter. Try to do a little give and go action, but just kicks it up top to Ensley. Ensley has it, puts on a crossover, gets it over to the corner. Up top now. Flyers slowing things down a little bit, maybe looking to take the last shot. Milk a ton of clock off this. Give and go right there to Ensley, and quick hands right there by Almond, going to come up with the steal. Decides to slow things down a little bit for the Cougars. 45 seconds left to go. Ringler fakes the three, step back on the way. That one's going to be offline, and Baxter's going to take it the other way now and gets it up to Ensley. Ensley with a one-handed pass over to the left wing. Back up top to Baxter. 30 seconds left to go in the second. Dinsmore now switched on to Baxter. Another gamble right there for Goon isn't going to pay off as St. Paul gets an open bucket, or an open shot, but will not get the bucket. And Crestview is going to take the ball on offense with 18 seconds left to go. We've seen that a couple times, Garrett. Some risky plays on the defensive end just not paying off. At some point, you just got to hunker down and play some straight-up defense.
It's hard to do that, Storm, when you're trailing by 13 points. You got to begin to get aggressive and get some steals. Crestview, I'm sure, going to waste this time all the way down and take the last shot, but Almond takes it to the cup instead and will convert for the two-pointed layup.
3 seconds left to go. 2 seconds now for Baxter from half court. And they're not going to call the foul right there. I thought I saw a lot of forearm, but no call from the stripe. So heading into the second, or the halftime, excuse me, the St. Paul Flyers lead the home court Crestview Cougars 26-17. Going to take a quick break right here, and we'll be right back with some halftime stats. You've been watching High School Hoops live and free on the OH Report.
James One Incorporated, providing innovative workshops and training for school districts throughout Ohio. We specialize in the areas of cultural awareness and sensitivity, dangers of teen substance abuse, and more. Call today and schedule your first session. First in promoting excellence through quality professional development.
Hi, I'm Josh with Scout Construction, proud sponsor of local teams and athletes. Check out your favorite local sports right here on the OH Report.
Hello and welcome back to the Cougars Den, where through 2 frames of high school hoops action, live and free might I add, the St. Paul Flyers have jumped out to a lead, leading the Crestview Cougars 28-17. Taking a look at the halftime stats, St. Paul with 9 field goals, 3 threes, 1 free throw, 20 rebounds, 11 turnovers, and 7 fouls. Switching over to Crestview with 7 field goals, 1 3, 0 free throws, 12 rebounds, 15 turnovers, and 6 fouls. Storm Blunchley joined by the illustrious Garrett Parlett. And Garrett, it was all St. Paul all first quarter long, but Crestview clawing back a little bit in the second quarter.
St. Paul was off and running in that first quarter. I believe it was 21-4 to start the second quarter, and all of a sudden the Cougars began to claw back into it. They played a great second quarter of defense, stealing the ball, forcing some turnovers, and they finally got their rhythm offensively. Kyler Ringler knocked down a 3. Mary Leeper had a few steals as well as some easy layups, so the Cougars beginning to claw back into this one.
St. Paul kind of went cold on offense in the second quarter. That combined with some excellent Crestview defense, let Crestview kind of claw their way back into it, but I'm sure Coach Goon is giving a very persuasive halftime speech back in the locker room.
It's going to be curious which team comes out here and wants it more. This game will be the deciding factor of the Firelands Conference champion. So will it be the Flyers or will it be the Cougars? We're going to see in the second half, folks, so make sure you stay tuned.
That's going to do it here for our little halftime report. Going to take another quick break. When we come back, we'll have second half action. We'll see if the Crestview Cougars can complete the comeback or if St. Paul will come out and dominate once again and go home with the victory. Going to take a quick break. You've been watching High School Hoops live and free on the OH Report.
James One Incorporated, providing innovative workshops and training for school districts throughout Ohio. We specialize in the areas of cultural awareness and sensitivity, dangers of teen substance abuse, and more. Call today and schedule your first session. First in promoting excellence through quality professional development.
Hi, I'm Josh with Scout Construction, proud sponsor of local teams and athletes. Check out your favorite local sports right here on the OH Report.
Back at the Cougars' den where we're moments away from third quarter action. Storm Blunchley joined by the illustrious Garrett Parlett. St. Paul's going to take the first possession of the second half now. Gets it over to Baxter in the corner, getting an inside post up right there on Autumn Bailey. Not going to get it to go out of over the outstretched arms of Bailey. Quick inside pass right there to Goon, who looked like she had a wide open layup right there, but tried to do a little bit of a tip pass to Autumn Bailey, but that one sails out of bounds.
She had the right idea, just too far out of bounds as St. Paul's going to throw it up the floor as well.
St. Paul trying to go quickly now. On the right wing is Smith. Gets it up top to Baxter. Leaper guarding her. Baxter takes it all the way over to the right wing, gets it up top where Ensley is waiting for it. Step back triple on the way. Baxter tried to save that miss, but it's going to go out of bounds, and Crestview is going to take the ball. Leaper has it now for the Cougars offense. Gets it across half court now, gets it over to Ringler. Ringler from 2 steps behind the line. And the cold spell for her continues as Autumn Bailey grabs the offensive rebound to McFarland from mid. And that rebound collected by Smith. Smith tried to get it up the floor. It's going to be tipped by McFarland now. And Ringler's going to inbound for the Cougars under their own basket. Or excuse me, under the Flyers basket.
St. Paul doing a great job on Kennedy Goon, Crestview's leading scorer. As soon as she touches the ball, there's 3 or 4 St. Paul defenders corralling to the basketball, and right there Autumn Bailey had the mid-range jumper but cannot get it to go, and she will commit the careless foul on the defensive end.
Autumn Bailey offline with the free throw line jumper. Then a little bit of a frustration foul as Crestview still looking to find some momentum. It's like they haven't had any all night long, and it's just been completely St. Paul dominant pretty much through 2 quarters. Ensley has it now. McFarland guarding her. Ensley gets it across half court. At the top of the key, quick crossover right there. Almost loses it, able to track it down. Takes a screen right there. No switch. Ensley still has it. Gets it over in the corner to Smith, who shoots a 3. And offline with that one as well. So both teams kind of cold coming out of the halftime break.
Defense is playing a great job on that side of the ball, surrounding and closing out on the jump shooters. Crestview got to get something going here early. The time is not their favor.
McFarland tried to feed that one inside the Goon, and St. Paul has just been ever so effective at shutting down entry passes from the Cougars. Leaper inbounds it now, gets it to Goon, excuse me. Over to Ringler now for 3. Rebounded right there by Bailey, and Bailey puts it up and in, but the 3-point shooting woes for Crestview continue. Ensley now taking the other way, dribbling through traffic, gets it over to the mid-range area where McCall was waiting for it. Swinging it around now is St. Paul, up top to Baxter. He has it now, gets it over to Smith. Smith on the right wing, Ringler guarding her, dribbles inside, fakes a mid-range jumper, kicks it out. Another mid-range jumper on the way for St. Paul. Now unable to fall, and the Cougars having some difficulty swinging the ball around. A lot of tip passes from the Flyers.
Crestview's time to attack now. Under a 10-point lead, down to 9. See if they can cut this to 5. They're beginning to claw back into this one, Storm.
Mary Leaper has it, gets it in quickly to Goon, and Goon unable to finish. And the rebound ripped away to St. Paul, and Goon has had a relatively quiet night for the Cougars. Very uncharacteristic of her. Leaper inbounds it now to McFarland. Ensley going to meet her at half court. McFarland still has an in-and-out move right there. And they're going to get Ensley with a foul now. 4:54 left to go in the third quarter. Ringler's going to inbound for the Cougars. Gets it in the backcourt where Leaper's waiting for it. Over to McFarland now. Back up top to Leeper. McFarland and Leeper just playing a little bit of catch, it seems like. Gets it to Autumn Bailey now, the third Cougar in the mix for this offensive play. Leeper with the floater and Goon with the rebound. 2 offensive rebound now. Fills that one up, and now a 7-point game for the Cougars.
Goon, after she shot that one, came all smiling. I'm sure it was a sign of relief as she finally gets her first shot to go, and right there she is a little animated about that call. Didn't think she committed the foul, but the Stripes see it otherwise, and St. Paul will head to the line.
I don't think anyone on this Crestview side of the gym thought that that one was a foul. Regardless, McCall's going to step up to the line and drill her first free throw. Steps up for her second. Gets that one to fall as well. And Dinsmore is going to check in for McFarland on the Cougar side of things. 4:23 left to go. Ringler inbounds to Leeper. Over to Dinsmore now. Dinsmore swings it all the way over to Ringler and a quick inbound pass to Goon, who puts on an awesome move. They're going to call a foul on St. Paul, and Goon is going to step up to the line for 2. Goon has gotten a little more aggressive here in this one. Shooting a lot more as she gets her first free throw, but shooting a lot more than what she did in the first half.
Sign of relief right there. Goon be able to knock down that free throw, see the ball go through the net. I'm sure she's getting her confidence back underneath her. She struggled in the first half, but she's beginning to tally up the points here in the third.
St. Paul off 2 Crestview free throw makes, taking it the other way. McCall has it now. Gets it over to Baxter. Leeper still guarding her. Did a good job in the first half. Gets it back over to McCall. Now to Ensley. Ensley swings it inside, but how about that block from Ringler to give the Crestview Cougars a little bit more momentum.
Ringler swatted that with authority, Storm. And another sign of life for the Cougars. They're beginning to make the game out of this one right there. Thought that one went off of Kennedy Goon's knee, but the ref thought otherwise as the Cougars are back in this one.
Despite having an off night on the offensive end for Goon, she has had a terrific night on the defensive end. Both her and Ringler posting a myriad of blocks, and a tough fall right there for Goon, and St. Paul gets a quick layup off of it. And that's going to lead to a timeout by Aaron Goon. Just a 5-point game here in this one, as Coach Goon wants to talk things over with his Cougar squad.
Crestview's gotten their way back into this game, playing great on the defensive end, forcing a lot of ill-advised shots for the Flyers. And looking back at that first quarter, Storm, I'm not sure if we thought this would be this tight of a game here come the last 3 minutes of the third quarter.
Just 5 points separate these two excellent Firelands Conference squads. Crestview able to claw their way back into this one kind of quietly, really not making that many huge plays, but getting it done nonetheless, as Goon has kind of stepped up and started to play a lot better than she did in the first half.
Crestview's really done it on the defensive end. I think they've only scored 9 points since that first quarter. They came out red hot, and then ever since then, Crestview has kind of tightened down everything, and they've played great on the defensive end.
St. Paul is going to take the ball on offense, breaking the press easily, and what a block right there. Excuse me, a very late whistle from the referee. They're going to tag Kennedy Goon with the foul. I don't think I've ever seen a foul be called that late.
I am so confused right there, Storm. What was the foul called on?
I mean, that's all. That is a bona fide block. I mean, that is an incredible rejection right there by Goon, and probably a solid 5-10 seconds after the play.
I mean, the ball was up on the other side of the court. They're ready to score with the layup. Just, I guess that's why we're not on the floor, Storm, but I'm not sure about that one.
Ridge steps up to the line for her second. Gets that one to go. Unable to get her first one to go. I thought that play was as clear as day, but Stripes saw it differently regardless. Crestview taking the ball the other way. Leaper driving inside over to Tem in the corner. Tem dribbles. He's going to get it picked away by Baxter. 2-on-1 fast break. Now a 1-on-1 fast break as Enley tries to score on the fast break. Couldn't get it to fall. Leaper collects and slows things down for the Cougars offense. 6-point game now as Dinsmore has it. Over in the corner is Autumn Bailey. Back over to Dinsmore. Crestview swinging the ball around the perimeter nicely on this position. Spin move right there by Leaper out to Tem. Now out to Dinsmore, dribbling with her right hand. Another little spin move right there over to Leaper. Dribbles to the baseline, posting up a little bit. Gorgeous head fake. It's going to get blocked, but Allman collects the rebound. Don't get it to fall, and a tie-up right there, and they're going to call that a foul on Autumn Bailey? I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I'm in a little bit of disbelief as I thought Autumn Bailey had that ball clean, and I thought we were going to see a routine jump ball play, but the ref's calling a foul on Autumn Bailey. St. Paul inbounds. Lindsay Tem guarding quickly. Over to Smith now. Spin move right there by Smith, loses it. Hauk able to track it down, Ridge was able to track it down. Ensley has it once again for St. Paul. Gorgeous in and out, move right there and count that bucket, and a foul from Ensley. Right when St. Paul needed a basket, Ensley delivers.
Big time take right there, Ensley. Here's the replay, takes the contact, and you see the emotion, the fist pump, looking at her coach. What a take right there by Ensley to finish through contact and give St. Paul really, I believe, their first field goal here in a while.
St. Paul had a little bit of a cold spell as a rebound was pulled down by them. Going to get another crack on offense. Autumn Bailey on defense in the post, not enough, as there was a gorgeous spin move in the post. And that pushes the lead to 10. Crestview got to start scoring quickly. A beautiful move from Mary Leaper, swings it over to Ramsey, who has it, tries to hit a three-pointer, and another battle for the rebound ends with Autumn Bailey on the floor, and St. Paul going the other way. They're going to get a push-off right there on Ridge. Not a very profound extension of the arm, but just enough for it to be called an offensive foul.
Enough to be seen right there. You've seen her extend that left elbow, and we'll get the push-off call on Ridge, and St. Paul has responded here late in the third quarter. Crestview got to cut this lead back down under double digits.
Things getting a little bit chippy on the floor now, Garrett, as both teams are playing very competitively. Both teams want to win this one badly.
This is for the Firelands Conference Crown Storm. I'm sure neither of these squads want to go out here and lose, so Crestview doing all they can to catch up, and St. Paul responding with the steal right there.
McFarland has it now, mid-range try on the way from her. Rebound by Goon, puts it back up and fills it up. Running quickly in the other way is St. Paul on the break, and they get that one to fall. Both teams trading baskets. Crestview slowing things down, getting it into Goon. Lost that one. The smothering defense continues for St. Paul in a run out. And that's going to be a charge call for McFarland, putting her body on the line. Tried to draw two so far. Got blocking fouls on both of them. On that one, going to get her feet set, and a charge call is going to be called. And Cressy going to take it now.
Much needed momentum swing right there. Anna McFarland putting her body on the line. Crestview got to cut this one under double digits here, can basically dribble this out and take the last shot of the quarter.
McFarland has it back up top to Dinsmore. Over in the corner, Ramsey head fake, drives baseline, puts it up. That one hangs on the rim and falls out. St. Paul is going to have a crack at the last shot of the quarter. Dribbling inside quickly, taking it all the way right there is St. Paul, and an incredible move pushes the lead to 12. Nerves starting to get to Crestview maybe just a little bit, as there's a travel call right there. And St. Paul's going to have it to finish the third quarter.
Would be a big bucket right here for the Flyers if they can get this to go and extend this lead to 14.
Hensley has it with 3 seconds left to go. 2 seconds now from half court. That one offline. That's going to do it for the third quarter. The St. Paul Flyers lead the Crestview Cougars 39-27. Going to take a quick break. You've been watching High School Hoops live and free on the OH Report.
James One Incorporated, providing innovative workshops and training for school districts throughout Ohio. We specialize in the areas of cultural awareness and sensitivity, dangers of teen substance abuse, and more. Call today and schedule your first session. First in promoting excellence through quality professional development.
Hi, I'm Josh with Scout Construction, proud sponsor of local teams and athletes. Check out your favorite local sports right here on the OH Report.
Welcome back to the Cougars Den, where we have fourth quarter action underway. Storm Bluntschli joined by the illustrious Garrett Parlett. Cougars still trying to get back in this one as St. Paul sits in the driver's seat. Ringler for three. Has had trouble from the three-point arc all the way, but Baxter is going to dribble the ball off of her knee out of bounds, and a turnover for St. Paul.
Crestview dug themselves out of the hole in that third quarter. We're sitting at 30-25, but then St. Paul responded and upped the lead back to 12. Crestview got to do stuff quick as time's beginning to run out, and that will help in the Cougars' favor as they cut this down to 10.
Just 10 points separate these two teams for the Firelands Conference crown. Baxter has it at half court. St. Paul, I'm sure, in no hurry to give the Cougars the ball back as they are sitting pretty in this one. Quick flare inside, try to get that one, and it does find its mark somehow, but Ridge couldn't hang on to it, and that's going to be a turnover for St. Paul. In the corner once again, Ringler. And the shooting lows continue for her as St. Paul pulls down the defensive rebound. Quickly on the other end is St. Paul. Fake right there from Ridge. Back out to Baxter with her triple try now, rebounded by Goon. Goon up top to Dinsmore, and the St. Paul coach livid with that shot right there as Dinsmore gets it into Autumn Bailey. Back out to Dinsmore, over to McFarland now for three, and that one falls. A much-needed three-pointer for the Cougars.
What a huge shot right there from McFarland, stepping up and splashing that three. Cougars got to get it done on defense here.
Hensley has it now, kicks it out, ends up with Baxter having the ball, gets it back over to Hensley. The dominant performer here for the Flyers. And they're going to tag her with a 5-second violation. Leaper's going to check back in for the Cougars, and some momentum going the Cougars' way as St. Paul calls a timeout here in the fourth quarter.
Quick 5-0 run for the Cougars here to start the fourth quarter. Anna McFarland on the previous possession splashed her three, and Kennedy Goon also had the easy layup. Cougars cut this down to 7. Storm, 6 minutes remaining.
Definitely not out of the question as the Cougars have been trying to fight back in this one all night, have been playing it down the whole night, have not led one single time this whole night. St. Paul trying to close things out, gearing up to be a good one for the Firelands Conference Championship. Garrett, how much would it mean for either of these teams to win this chip?
Both of these squads being the perennial powerhouses, I'm sure they want to add this to their trophy case. Aaron Goon, ever since he has been here, I'm sure he has always had a good program. St. Paul, they have been the same exact way. 40-12 for St. Paul in the past 4 years in the Firelands Conference. Both these squads get it done at a high level, and whoever wins this one is going to be the next Firelands Conference champion.
Looks like things are going to come down to the wire, but still just over 6 minutes left to go here in the fourth quarter. Inbound to Dinsmore out of the timeout. Gets it over to Leeper on the right wing. Back up top to Dinsmore and all the way over to Ringler. Dinsmore at the top of the key once again over to Leeper. Trying to work it inside to Goon, it seems like. Ringler for three, not able to can that one either. St. Paul taking it the other way quickly as Ridge has it, gets it over to Ensley. Ensley dribbles, baseline, puts one up. Dinsmore is going to pull down that defensive rebound, Leeper trying to feed that one all the way up to Goon, and does. Gets it over to Dinsmore, back over to Ringler, inside to Autumn. Bailey now takes one quick power dribble off the glass and in, cuts this lead down even further for St. Paul.
Tremendous ball movement right there from the Cougars, swinging it all around the rock, all around the top of the key, and right there find Autumn Bailey down low, who had perfect position for the layup.
Baxter has it now. Leeper guarding her once again. Over to Ensley. Looks like she had a wide open drive in the paint, and they're going to get a travel on Ensley. So St. Paul playing a little sloppy when it counts.
Crestview locking down, clamping down here in the fourth quarter. Doing themselves some favors to win this conference crown. Let's see if they can get it done. And right there, Kennedy Goon, Autumn Bailey with a tremendous pass. It's down to 3-point Storm. We're geared up for a tight finish.
Crestview 3 points away from taking a tie right here and potentially taking their first lead of the night. Over in the corner is St. Paul working the ball around. I'm sure after seeing this run that Crestview is going on that they are very wary as Baxter has it, picks up her dribble, gets it over now to Smith. Smith has it, Bailey guarding her. Now to Ensley, who's been dominant tonight. Dinsmore guarding her. Top of the key is Ridge. Back to Baxter now. Crestview's got to get a turnover or steal here. Can't let St. Paul dribble the ball out. Quickly inside now is Smith. Reverses it off the glass. Put just a little too much English on that ball, but is going to head to the charity stripe to try for two.
What a huge play right there from Smith to take it all the way to the cup. Thought the roof was going to explode if she would have made that one storm and converted the and one, but she does get a chance to head to the line, and she does miss the first one, leaving the door ajar for the Cougars.
Ringler's going to sit down for the Cougars, and McFarland's going to check in as St. Paul tries for their second. Smith gets that one to go. That pushes the lead ever so slightly greater for the Flyers as Leeper has it over to Dinsmore in the corner as McFarland tried to shoot that one inside the Goon but cannot. Gets it to the free throw line where Autumn Bailey's waiting for it over to Leeper. Back up top to Dinsmore for three now. A little too strong. Fighting for the rebound as Goon puts that one up and puts it in. Crestview still has life. Cuts it to a 2-point game.
Goon has been in command of the paint, and right there that will be a timeout, and the Cougars are alive and well in this one, only down 2 points. Now St. Paul's got to come out and respond out of this timeout. They've got to get some points on the board.
In what seems like a blink of an eye, the Crestview Cougars have cut the lead to 2. Like you said before, Garrett, it seems like St. Paul was going to have a runaway, but Crestview saying no, 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 not today. Cutting the lead to 2 on that basket and having a chance to stop the Flyers on offense.
It was a 12-point lead starting the fourth quarter and are all the way down to 2 points. Crestview's been doing it on the defensive end. I believe St. Paul has only scored 3 points in the fourth, and Crestview's been doing it at a very high rate.
So Smith is going to have the baseline to run for the Cougars. Gets it into Ensley. Ensley almost loses it. Dinsmore guarding her in the backcourt now. Gets it across half court now. Ensley still has it. Takes a screen right there. Dishes it to Smith. Smith looking to get it out of her hands. Doesn't. Gets it to Baxter. Up top now to Ridge. Back to Ensley now on the right wing. Over back to Smith now. Crestview looking to create a turnover. Smith drives inside, throws it away, but that one's going to be tipped by Autumn Bailey, and St. Paul's going to retain possession.
St. Paul desperately needs a bucket here, not only to extend this lead to 4, but just get some momentum and get some confidence back into these girls. They're beginning to get a little stifled on the offensive end.
Ensley has it, puts it up from mid-range, will not get it. Rebound collected from St. Paul. Throws it right away, and Goons right there to collect it. 3 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. 2-point lead. This one's for the conference championship. Dinsmore now has it back up top to Leaper. Leaper surveys, gets it back over to Dinsmore. Dinsmore looking to get it inside to Goon, but this 2-3 zone too effective at closing things down on the block. Back to Dinsmore now. Crestview playing very patiently, looking for the perfect opening as they get it over to McFarland. Back up top to Leaper now, swinging it over to Dinsmore. Dinsmore up top to Leaper. Leaper thought about the 3, back to Dinsmore now. And Dinsmore throws that one away. Mental lapse right there as Crestview had a chance to tie it, but will throw it away, and Smith is going to inbound for the Flyers.
I think you might have missed it, Storm, but Ensley had an ankle breaker here at the top of the key. Caught some ankles on Dinsmore, and surprised no foul called right there. And St. Paul with a beautiful pass over the top, and they extend their lead to 4 with 2:20 remaining.
Crestview now desperate for a bucket, getting put on the ropes. Mary Leaper has it over to McFarland. Crestview just passing it around the perimeter, really trying to get it inside. McFarland for 3. Autumn Bailey tracks down the rebound. Back up top inside to Leaper now. Leaper puts one up on the baseline. That one will not go. Goon battles for the rebound, puts it up, and puts it in to cut this one back to 2. And how about the fight from the Cougars? Never giving up. Under 2 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Timeout for Crestview.
Kennedy Goon giving it her all right there. Fought for that rebound. And what a tremendous move right there. Steps through and gets a pretty finish for 2 and cuts this lead back down to 2. Storm, we're in for a very good finish.
Definitely, and how much more dramatic could it be with the conference championship on the line? Coach Goon looking to add another one to his trophy case. Meanwhile, St. Paul trying to spoil that dream as they will have it on the baseline out of bounds. $1:53 left to go in the fourth quarter. 2-point game. It doesn't get more exciting than this, folks. Smith is going to have the baseline to run once again. Crestview pressed up. Ringler guarding the inbounder. Get it in quickly to Baxter. Up top now to Ridge. Ridge has it, trying to run things out. Mid-range, Jay on the way, too strong. Fight for the rebound down low, and they're going to call it out of bounds. It'll be interesting to see who they call it out on. And they do call it out on Goon, so St. Paul's going to get another try at this one. Baxter to inbound for them. Gets it in quickly. Backdoor, what a block right there. But what concentration to stick with it and put that one up and in. 4-point game, Crestview on offense. McFarland has it now, swings it up top to Leaper. Back to McFarland on the 3-point line. Quick triple try! And what a 3-pointer to cut this lead to 1 with 1 minute and 20 seconds left to go. And St. Paul with a huge turnover. McFarland has it now, and that's going to be a timeout from Coach Goon. How about the confidence from McFarland? Crestview struggling all night from 3-point land. Steps up to the line, says, you know what? I'm going to make one when it counts.
Ice water in her veins. Storm stepped up and knocked down a big 3. That's not her first 3 of the night. She has knocked down a few here in this fourth quarter to give the Cougars some life and be able to dig back into this one. And they've cut this lead down to 1. And not only does she do it on the offensive end, she also got the steal on the defensive end. Let's see what the Cougars can do out of this timeout from Coach Aaron Goon. I'm sure he's going to try to get it down to Kennedy Goon and see if they can take the lead and maybe take this Firelands Conference crown.
Extremely costly turnover from the Flyers as it's going to give the Cougars a chance to lead for the first time tonight. Ringler's going to inbound it, gets it into Leaper, crossing half court now, over to Ringler, looking to get it inside to Goon, get it in quickly, puts it up fills it up for two, and Crestview with their first lead of the night. Out quickly now is Ensley, puts it up off the glass. That one falls as well.
We're going back and forth. Storm, beautiful pass from Kylie Ringler down to Kennedy Goon. And Ensley on the other end, taking it coast to coast for two. Let's see what the Cougars can do here.
McFarland has it, almost turns it over. Ringler able to collect it, tries to get it inside, but a turnover for St. Paul. Forcing a turnover on the Cougars right there. They have it with a 1-point lead. 30 seconds left. If you're Crestview, you have to foul. And a quick timeout is going to be called from St. Paul. What a nightmare possession for the Cougars, who had their first lead of the night ripped away from them off the quick feet of Ensley, who was able to finish in the fast break. But Garrett, this one's still far from over.
Crestview can definitely still pull off a win here. Storm gonna have to play the foul game. However, St. Paul, you got to be preaching. You got to make your free throws here. You make your free throws. It's almost impossible for the Cougars to come back, but if they do miss one, Crestview is right back in it. It is going to be an exciting finish, Storm. Let's get this going.
If you're St. Paul's head coach, you of course want both free throws, but just telling your players to make just one. Don't let them take the lead on a two-pointer. St. Paul to inbound now. They do get it in quickly to Smith. Got a foul for Crestview, and they do. Already shooting a 1-and-1. No fouls to give. 23.7 left to go in this Firelands Conference thriller. A lot of people thought this one was over in the first quarter, but Smith stepping up to the line to knock down some big free throws. Gets the first one to fall, looking to push this one to a 3-point lead now. That would be the dream scenario, as Crestview has struggled from behind the arc the whole night.
Big shot right there. Let's see if she can make this one.
Smith steps up to the line, puts it up, and swishes that one home. 3-point game, 23 seconds left. Must score possession here for the Cougars. Doesn't have to be a three-pointer. McFarland triple try on the way. Too strong on that one, but a turnover. Goon collects it, puts it up, fills it up. What a mental lapse right there from Baxter, looking like Isaiah Thomas in the finals, thrown away to Larry Bird.
What an ill-advised pass right there from the Flyers. Kennedy Goon, right place, right time. Not only gets the steal, but is right at the cup for an easy layup. Let's see what the Cougars can do out of this timeout. They got a foul almost immediately.
I don't know if a foul would even do it. I mean, that puts you at the other end with no way to advance the basketball with just under 10 seconds. Pretty much has to be a turnover, but yeah, if they do get it in, got a foul. Just a 1-point difference. What an exhilarating game it has been tonight, G-Man.
Started off in that first quarter, Storm. I thought St. Paul was going to completely blow the doors off of Crestview. They were up 4-21 at the end of that first quarter. And then all of a sudden, the Cougars, each quarter began to climb back into it. And finally, in this fourth quarter, they've done it all. And St. Paul is responding well with the 1-point lead they hold.
Crestview putting in the three-point shooters as Goon and Ringler sit down. Get it in quickly now. Smith is fouled. Not even a whole second ticked off the clock as Ringler and Goon are going to check it back in. 1-and-1 attempt for the Flyers, and Smith, who had ice in her veins, made 2 clutch free throws already, steps back up to the line, and this St. Paul team seems to trust her.
Knock down her last 2 would be huge if she can knock down these next 2 and make this a 3-point game.
Smith steps up to the line for her first. That one's offline, rebound 4. It's going to be collected by St. Paul. Got a foul again. Took a while to call that one.
I believe it's going to be a 3-second, Storm.
A little bit of confusion from the referees. Looks like Crestview was trying to foul for about 4 solid seconds there, and they're going to award St. Paul with a timeout. Some crazy antics here by the referees, and Coach Aaron Goon is livid, as would I be, because off that rebound, I mean, the Cougars were fouling immediately. I mean, as soon as St. Paul grabbed it, they were fouling.
Should have definitely been a foul right there. Kennedy Goon was pulling her arm, wanting the foul, wanting to send them back to the free throw line, but St. Paul's head coach got the timeout call. The referees had to come together and talk about that one. One said it was a 3-second violation on the Flyers, and the other said it was a timeout, and they finally decided the timeout would be awarded to St. Paul, and they get another crack at it.
Nevertheless, if you're Crestview, shake it off. Gotta know what you want to do here, as St. Paul is going to inbound off the timeout. If you're St. Paul, just bomb it all the way down the court. I mean, no need to get it in, but they do. And they foul once again Smith, who missed the last one. 3 seconds left. Comeback not likely, but as the great Kevin Garnett once said, anything is possible.
She misses this one. Crestview's got to get the ball up the court very fast.
Smith shows the ice in her veins, knocks that one down. Smith, truly a clutch performer for the Flyers, still has one to go here. Steps up to the line and gets her second one to fall. Ringler inbounds it quickly to Leaper with 1 second left at the buzzer, and that's not going to have enough on it, as St. Paul is your Firelands Conference championship, and hang on, survive the Cougars at home. And that's going to do it through all 4 quarters. Aaron Goon is livid on the court as the Flyers rejoice. Gonna take a quick break. We will be right back with some final stats and a player of the game interview. You have been watching High School Hoops live and free on the OH Report.
James One Incorporated, providing innovative workshops and training for school districts throughout Ohio. We specialize in the areas of cultural awareness and sensitivity, dangers of teen substance abuse, and more. Call today and schedule your first session. First in promoting excellence through quality professional development.
Hi, I'm Josh with Scout Construction, proud sponsor of local teams and athletes. Check out your favorite local sports right here on the OH Report.
Welcome back to the Cougars' Den, where the Flyers survive the Cougars 50-47. And my bad, the Flyers still do have games to play, so that ties them with Crestview at the top of the Firelands Conference. Taking a look at some final stats for St. Paul: 19 field goals, 2 threes, 8 free throws, 30 rebounds, 24 turnovers, and 10 fouls. For Crestview, 17 field goals, 3 threes, 2 free throws, 26 rebounds, 20 turnovers, and 15 fouls. Storm Blunchley not joined by the illustrious Garrett Parlett this time, as he is grabbing our player of the game. Thought I'd come back and we would talk some stats. St. Paul came out early in this one and dominated. Crestview clawed their way silently pretty much all the way back in, not really making any huge plays, but getting done what needed to get done and making this one into a nail-biter and a great Firelands Conference matchup. But St. Paul knocked down their free throws and stole one on the road. A little bit of a zany call at the end, as the ref seemed like they really didn't know what had happened. To my eyes, looked like it was just a clear-cut foul and the clock should have stopped, but ref saw it differently and awarded St. Paul the timeout, which ultimately gave them the win. Aaron Goon after the game was livid, and I believe I still hear the St. Paul Flyers rejoicing in the locker rooms, knowing they are just one step closer to confirming another conference championship for the Cougars. All you can do is hope that St. Paul loses one of their upcoming games. For St. Paul, got to keep your focus. That's going to do it for your final stats, however. Make sure you stick it right here, because we're going to be right back with a player of the game interview. You have been watching high school hoops live and free on the OH Report.
James One Incorporated, providing innovative workshops and training for school districts throughout Ohio. We specialize in the areas of cultural awareness and sensitivity, dangers of teen substance abuse, and more. Call today and schedule your first session. First in promoting excellence through quality professional development.
Hi, I'm Josh with Scout Construction, proud sponsor of local teams and athletes. Check out your favorite local sports right here on the OH Report.
courtside now with our player of the game, sponsored by Scout Construction. Camille Ensley with 16 points, played one heck of a game. Camille, how were you able to get it done against a very good defensively Crestview Cougars team?
Well, I couldn't do it without my teammates. Our ability to pass to each other is just impeccable, and my teammates just always see the open looks. They always give up the ball. We all share the ball really well, so couldn't have done it without them.
A team effort completely to beat this Crestview team. How are you guys able to survive that impeccable comeback by the Cougars?
I just thought we really had to get out of our heads a little bit. We had a pretty big lead in the beginning. I think we just got a little bit too comfortable, and I think we just had to box out more. We had to get a little bit better defensively, and once we got that, I think that's when the game, what to say?
That's when you guys kind of secured it?
Yeah.
That you guys came out very strong in the first quarter, kind of trailed off a little bit going into the second and third. How were you able to regroup and refocus at the end of the game?
Well, going into halftime, we kind of let them back into it. We had to have a little pep talk from our coach, and that's when we realized that this is what we've wanted for so long. So that's when we had to step our game back up and just play strong till the end.
One final question for you here. In the Firelands Conference, you are now tied with the Cougars. So at the bare minimum, you share a piece of the Firelands Conference pie. But what would it mean for you guys to go out and win the whole thing?
It would be great. I mean, it's what we've wanted, obviously, all throughout high school. This is our first win against Crestview in my high school career. So it's just great to be able to be a part of it. And even the share is great enough for me, but getting all of it would obviously be better.
Alrighty, thank you very much. Once again, your player of the game, brought to you by Scout Construction, Camille Ensley with 16 points. Thank you very much for letting us interview you, and have a wonderful rest of your night. Enjoy your win as we get Garrett back up in the booth to close things up on this broadcast. Garrett, it was a fun one to watch all the way to the final buzzer. But nonetheless, this one has to end with St. Paul collecting the victory.
Huge win for the Flyers to come in here on the road. Is the first time those seniors have beat Crestview in their 4 years of playing high school varsity basketball. Just a huge win for St. Paul to be able to be tied now with Crestview in the Firelands Conference. Let's see who can win more games here out. St. Paul does have a big game against South Central coming up.
That is going to do it here at the Cougars Den. I want to thank you very much, Garrett Parlett, Jordan Lopata for locking it down on the stats, Garrett for locking it down on color commentary and camera. I want to thank all of our sponsors. Most importantly, I want to thank you, the fans at home, for hanging out with us for a couple hours, hanging out, watching our game, watching the exciting Firelands Conference matchup that took place. But for now, your host has been Storm Blunchley, and I'm going to send things away. You have been watching High School Hoops live and free on the OH Report.